Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at the long-awaited level 130 to 200 Mage guide. And by the way, we're going to be having a lot more Mage videos coming up. Finally due for some Mage videos. Probably cover a bunch of videos up to like level 300 in the next couple of months or so. Anyway, let's start with the regular prerequisites. You'll need premium account, some knowledge and experience with the game, and ability to research by yourself. Average magic level for this level range, I assume to be somewhere around 70. Maybe a little higher. You'll need some budget, obviously, and the note is that my guides are always primarily aimed at solo players, so we'll be covering solo content here. But of course, you can use this, to help with your team hunting too. For the wheel, low-level mages just want to get flat hit point gems. At level 100, you unlock this one in the bottom right, and at level 150, you unlock this one in the top left. So make sure to pick up those two and fill them with 2 lesser gems. You want to open Sage gems if you're a Sorcerer, or Mystic gems if you're a Druid. It may cost a little bit to do all of this. It'll probably cost you around 10kk to get the 2 HP gems, and then around 37kk to upgrade them to the maximum HP that they can give. So you're probably looking at cost about 50kk. However, this is expensive, but this is like a real top tier investment that you're going to be using for hundreds and hundreds of levels, and it's going to keep you alive many times. So I really urge you to consider it and invest. Moving on, imbuements. As always, make sure to read up about imbuements. The Rich Twin setup I recommend is 2 times powerful void, 1 strike, 1 epiphany. The strike and void in the weapon, which is likely like a tier 1 sword or spike sword. Best value setup is just 2 times powerful void. So you could go, for example, powerful void in your helmet, which if it's a cheap one, then something like a Yalahari mask, and a weapon like a Dream Blossom wand with 2 times powerful void. Very, very efficient. Highly recommended. For equipment and items, now because we are doing a guide for both sorcerers and druids going forward, there's going to be quite a lot of items, so it's quite difficult for me to talk about every single one. I encourage you very strongly, or I don't actually have the link here. Let me write it down before I forget. So what you want to do is I put together a website, a link on TibiaPal, tibiapal.com/equipment. So I recommend you check this out. This link now contains all the items split per vocation that I recommend you use. Okay, so I just recommend you check that out. It doesn't have everything for like lower level, so you can still use this table, but generally speaking, I do recommend you check out the equipment subsite of TibiaPal. That should be quite helpful to give you ideas of what's good in all particular levels. Now, the default set in here, I think, let's just highlight, I would imagine it's like Dream Blossom wand into wooden spellbook into shoulder plate. Here you probably want the Jill set, gnome helmet, also very good. For the amulets, whatever works. Really, for the armor, you'll probably start off with a dwarven armor and then the Jill coat primarily. You know, it's very cheap, very good. Legs, all of them are good. You'll probably want all of them, definitely. For the boots, the really good pair is definitely the pair of Dreamwalkers at 180. You'll be using those for a long time. Very, very good. Quite cheap as well. The other two are a little bit more expensive, but if you can pick those up, those are good as well. And for the rings, it doesn't really matter. They're all good as well. So that's the equipment. You can just pause and have a little read if you want to. But I do recommend you just check out tibiapal.com/equipment and filter by your vocation. Recommended quests for this level range, actually not a terrible amount. Primarily, some of these things are from the previous guide as well, but nevertheless, I'm kind of assuming that you've got everything from the previous guides. I recommend you skip Grizzly Adams task in this level range if you're solo, because it's very hard. Mages don't really do tasks sufficiently until much higher level, unfortunately. Once you're like level 250, 300 on a sorcerer, if you go Banuta, you can do some. Generally, though, kind of hard to do tasks efficiently on a mage at this level. And you want to be progressing Wrath of the Emperor, you know, and all the related stuff like Children of the Revolution, the New Frontier, the Pits of Inferno, the Inquisition. You probably want to start doing the Grimvale quest a little bit because, you know, you want to have access to like Were-Lions soon enough. And you probably want to start thinking about Bigfoot's Burden quest as well for the Warzone 1 to 3. With regards to the recommended power gaming, best EXP focus spots, now all of those come from tibiapal.com/hunting, so I recommend you check that out. Here are the spawns filtered or sorted by level, by experience. So Oromond West is likely the best spot in this level range. Then you've got still Lava Lurkers, Edron Were Creatures South, Deepling's Library, still pretty good. And, Sunken Quarter, Carlin Cults, Exotic Cave, all pretty good. The only really profitable out of those is Exotic Cave, so you may want to look into that. Which reminds me, you probably want a Pirate's Tale, I believe the quest is called. This is the quest for Exotic Cave access. So if you want to be doing Exotic Cave, this will be the quest that you want to look into. And for the profit spots, here is profit spots sorted by loot values on this level. The best one is Brimstone Bugs Surface on Wrath of the Emperor section. This depends on the Brimstone Fangs price on your server, but they are generally around 10k, and you do drop like 50 per hour here, so it's very, very profitable. You've still got some Yalahar cults as well, Laguna Islands, the very like low-level profit spots, still good options. Anyway, this is basically all I have for this level range guide. Like I already mentioned, we will be having more and more Mage guides coming out in the near future, so I hope you stay tuned for those and check them out. If you have any questions, let me know. I know the equipment section was a bit scuffed. It's a little bit hard to do the equipment section for 2 vocations, and there's so many items, so I hope you just refer to tibiapal.com/equipment. That will be a lot easier. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer, and stay tuned for more guides in this series. Bye bye.